Welcome to the Sacred Seed Society. It's so beautiful to have you here with us for an opportunity for us to plant good seeds, to be in right relationship to our beloved earth and to each other, to take care with this land and to honor the many people for which this land belongs. Will you join us? So we'll tell you a little bit more now about the Sacred Seed Society. I'll turn it over to dear sister Helen.
Good morning, everybody, or welcome to our Sacred Seed Society. We wanted to join you with our mission statement. We invite you all into a new, loving, respectful, responsible relationship with our beloved Mother Earth. Through the sharing of sacred stories, earth relevant protocols, and healing collective practices held across generations of Native, African, Indigenous peoples, we together as relatives will plant a good seed that calls forward our bodies, our hearts, our minds, our spirits into the right balance alongside our earth. We'd love to introduce Dr. Jody Noe for a prayer.
Welcome, everyone. And what we're doing today is we're sharing. And one of the things we like to do in many indigenous cultures is start with a thanksgiving of something and an opening, if you would, which we call prayer. So if you would join me, I would like to give you one of our traditional prayers as a gift today. Yo ho! Free! You'll start with some holy smoke. Take our prayers up. That's what tobacco, that sacred plant that comes from here, is for. Holy smoke. So if you would, there we go. We call in great spirits of the East, our cardinal direction for many in the polar of our mother. We call you in, all entities of where we stand right now. We ask for all of our ancestors in the East to join us at this time. But we call in our spirits of the North. In the North, we call for calmness and clarity and coolness as we begin to share our sacred information with the world. Bring us good words and a good mind, and let us all share with great responsibility to creation. And I call to the West, the future. I call future into us in the West, and that is all our ancestors and our future ancestors join us at this time and give us knowledge, sacred ancient knowledge. That we share, and I call the South, and may the South please come and bring us heart and love and understanding as we share these words, and may these words be understood by all. And I call those four cardinal directions in. I also want to call in all the winged ones that live above us, all the ones that fly in the sky, all the ones beyond what we see, our beloved ancestors, the star peoples, and all of creation. We call you in, great universal creation, into our sacred space, and we thank you for joining us. And I also want to call in our great mother, the Red Lady of the Fire, dancing. I want to call her in, and all the crawling ones that walk on this earth and walk underneath this earth, all of us, two-legged, four-legged, one-legged, no-legged, all of us. We want to thank our ancestors of the rock peoples whose foundation we stand on, and we want to thank the ancestors of the plant people who has given us food and medicine, and we want to thank the ancestors of all living creation who are above us as elders. We call you in, and we thank you for being with us. Why don't? And we want to call into our hearts in that seventh direction. We want to call in ourselves and our ancestors from all of our generations and creations to come to our hearts and open our hearts and hear these words that we have to share with each other, and these words we have to say. These words that are now in the time of the change in times that we have had prophecy and prayer over. It is time for us, all our ancestors, to join as one in our understandings. No race, no creed, no color, no religion will stop this. The changes, and the changes are us. We are the changers. So bring that to our hearts and let us have this information that these blessed elders are willing to share with us. And I thank you. And so for all of that, we call in all creation to help us, the least of creation, to understand how we can change and be the change we need to be during these times. And let us begin with generosity, humility, humbleness, and kindness to be our motto as we proceed. And I thank you all for coming and paying attention to your hearts. And with that, I say, Wado in Cherokee, and Adwa in Chukura Shakari. So if there's anyone who would like to add to this prayer, I invite you, my sisters here, or in your hearts at home, add to the prayer what comes to your heart, and then say thank you and give gratitude and be humble and be kind. And so with that, we ask all of seven creations of the directions of seven generations to guide us, the elders, in what we are to share. And so I would like to introduce an elder, a friend, beloved sister, a rebel, and an educator. She's a Choctaw, traditionally trained medicine person, or what we call spirit person, or spirit priest. Hard to say those words in English. And she's here to share with us some traditional information and a traditional story. So I'd like to introduce to you Elder Karen Sanders.
Yokoke. Yokoke. Malito, I wanted to tell a couple stories. I wanted to tell a story of, I'll start with the dew. How powerful it is and how important it is as a medicine. And I guess first I should say, you know, on one side I'm from the bird clan, and on the other wolf clan. So the stars, which are, I think people forget, the stars are out all the time, even in the day. You know, they're coming down on us, but we don't visually see them until the evening. And the stars put down their medicine, and they bring down the water with them. And in the evening, that mixes, and that comes down, and it creates what we call dew. You know, it pulls that water medicine, which is Fichuk in our language, and that dew has the power and the medicine of the stars and the galaxies, because it pulls it all down. And we use that as a medicine by going out, and often you would pick a certain plant that maybe you wanted its medicine also, and you would take that dew and you would wash yourself with it, your face especially, your hair, your hands, you know, pat yourself with it to get that medicine of the star people and the water people and galaxy people all coming together to create a very particular medicine that is very powerful. And you use that dew medicine all the time, but you especially use it when there's powerful events happening in your life, when there's tears being shed, you know, when something, when birth is happening, all those big events, sometimes called transitions. And so that's the importance of dew. And, you know, Fishik and Fishuk are one is star and one is dew. So almost in our language, there's only one letter off between those two because they're so interconnected in some ways, that we have that. And any time water is falling from the sky, of course, it's a blessing. So you go out and get a little wet. And I wanted to tell one other story about, because we're up in the galaxies talking, the galaxy, all the beings in the galaxies. There's the planets, there's the star beings, all of the spirits. What happens is the star people come down and bring the galaxy medicine, and they bring their light down and they put it into the earth, and it gets picked up by the crystal people first. And their vibrations, each crystal has a different vibration because it's picking up different stars. And their vibration then goes into the mycelial people, what people call the mushroom people, who are underground. And they then take that and they put that into the above ground beings, the plant peoples. And that medicine, that star, that galaxy medicine goes into the plant people, and then all the above peoples, you know, the four-leggeds, the two-leggeds, we eat those plants. And so we're eating that galaxy medicine, and every bite you take, every herb you take, and not just, oh, I'm taking nettles, you're taking in the galaxy and the vibration of that. And so those connections of the dew bringing the waters, the galaxy waters, you know, and the plant people holding the galaxy also. So every time, you know, when you think about that, if you have a salad or anything like that, you know, that's part of what you have. And the powers of that. So I just wanted to share those two stories, and I hope I've told them in a good way. And yeah, so that's for you. And that's all.
Elder, does that mean that we are the galaxy?
Yes, that means that everything that exists is within us. So we're definitely the galaxy. Everything in the universes, that includes our planet, everything, is inside us. And we are inside that universe. So we're all part of each other. There's constant connection. We're never alone because we're connected to everything. So that is what that means.
So, Elder, what does it mean when we destroy parts of the planet or the universe to our own selves if we're all that same connection?
Well, we're not just, we're destroying ourselves, but we're destroying our relatives, because everything is our relative. Every stone, every leaf, the stars, everything, the animals, the one-legged. So when we do cause harm, we're causing harm to everything. It's not just the thing we went after. We're harming the universe. We're harming ourselves. We're harming our uncle, our cousin. So that's what that means. Yeah. So it's important to understand, I think, especially the plant people and those that use the plant people, we're connected. Those are our relatives. So you treat everything as you would your relative, because they are, you know.
So, Elder, we have missing plant people now.
Yeah.
We have been missing elders and missing information.
Yes.
I'm beginning to understand what you're trying to tell us.
I'm trying to tell people to stop harming, to stop taking more than you need, and to always have permission. And even though we're missing these things, and we've caused extinction from greed and from thoughtlessness. sometimes the human people, because there's many people, we don't walk in humility. We forget that, and then greed happens. And then when there's greed, then you have harm. It follows. I feel like it's part of the word. It's harm. So we have to remember our stories, and we have to remember the proper ways. And we have to remember that you have to have permission for everything, and you just take little bits. You just take what you need right then, because everybody's using and needing the same thing. People forget those plants out there, all the animal people and the insect people and the winged ones, they all need those plants too. We can't even breathe without them. So, yeah.
Elder, so wise. And thank you so much for all that you're sharing. We have also on the call our beloved elder sister Alicia. Was there anything that you wanted to share as well?
Sego wat guan walados gonhuesa yungyats wakatahuni akusa slona tigidalo. Hi everyone, my name is Alicia Cook from Akwesasne. I am Mohawk, and just to share a little bit about what Karen was saying and a different perspective that the Haudenosaunee, which is part of my people, the way we understand the do and how we give thanksgivings is we acknowledge it. It's intertwined into our original creation story of how Sky Woman fell down to Turtle Island or our Mother Earth, and it mentions as she fell through the sky world that these we call them gahon, that the gahon came together with their wings, and they supported her coming through the sky world. And at that time, it was a dark world, and as she fell through, she had grasped some things, some seeds and such from the sky world. And as she fell to the earth, it intertwined, and she fell through like the galaxy down into the onto the wings of those birds. And in doing so, those seeds emulated together with the dews, the star worlds, and they kept them moist and kept them hydrated as they came down through and made their journey to Earth. And as she landed here, and she had but a few seeds, these sacred seeds, this is how we know that the Earth had come to be. That's how we look at it, is that our first original strength is from up above. And we bring down all that magic here to Mother Earth. And we call them the stars Ojisqua. Ojistokwa Sum'a is the long word for it, means all the stars. But those are all energy. That's all energy, and it's a flame. It's a brightness. Deoswate. It's a very, very bright brightness to it. And that's what's in us. That's where our souls are. That's where our spark comes from. It's in us. And the one thing that keeps us alive, the first thing that we know that keeps us alive is that water, and how we have to have all the respect that we can for the water. But our first initial contact is with that dew, that star water. And so she lands on Mother Earth, and she's alone. It's dark. She's never been here before. There's no life, but she's got those seeds. And I feel that every woman, we all carry those seeds. We all have that. That's our gift from the sky world. And when we get to Mother Earth, the first thing we do is we plant them. Now, whether that's a seed, an actual plant seed, a medicine seed, whatever that seed is, that spark, it also represents our womb. because this is where we bring our babies through. And this is the beginning of life here on earth. And the thing that we're taught in the beginning, our original instructions, is to have respect for everything here on creation, everything here on Mother Earth, everything that flies, everything up above, the skies, everything. We always give thanksgivings to it. And we start with the people, because the people, without one another, we're nobody. Try to exist on this world with nobody. You will become depressed. You'll be alone. You will live a life in sadness. And when you learn the respect of life and enjoyment of everything that's been placed here on this earth, you can begin to brighten your spark. You can get so much, you're so enlightened, and you're so closer to nature because you become one. You know who your relatives are. You understand your relatives. You know what the water does. You know what the winds do. You know everything on earth that keeps you well and keeps you alive. And when you lose sight of that, the greed comes in, the meanness comes in, everything comes in that shouldn't be. We lose who we are as people. Everyone here has a duty. And the Creator just asks, He plays everything here. All He just asks is for thanksgivings. And so that's what we do. Our people, we call it Ohana Galwadekwa. We start with the people, and we give thanksgiving to the people. And we try to say, just say two things that you're happy for the people. Maybe your mom, you have good memories of your mom. Maybe a new baby has come into this world, brought you happiness. Those are just two. And you can make up your own. And then you move through the waters, because without water, we won't survive. And you give two thanksgivings to that water while you appreciate it. And then now maybe you look at the fish, the grasses, the plant life, the flowers, the trees, the insects, the animals. You look at all of that and you give your thanksgiving to each one of those, because those are your relatives and the Creator has placed them here for you. And then you feel the wind in your face, you feel the sun on your skin. You look up at nighttime, you might see Grandmother Moon, the stars. Give thanksgivings to them. Each one, try to find something nice, something beautiful, something to say about them. And work your way up. Work your way up to the Creator and thank the Creator for everything that He's given us here on earth, so that we may enjoy it, so that our hearts may lift. And those birds, let those birds continue to sing, because that's what lifts our mind. So they have an important job here on earth, those birds. So in our Thanksgivings, we do talk about that, talk about the stars and how when we give thanksgiving to them, how it shines upon the dark light in the sky. And we imagine that with Grandmother Moon up there, that those little sparkles are her jewelry, if you would like. And in the morning, when the stars have faded and now the sun, brother sun, comes up to heat the earth, the water is left over on Mother Earth. That's the cleansing. Every day we get that cleanse from the star peoples, the star worlds, those waters that reach us. And so there's a lot of similarity in our teachings as people, the original people here on Mother Earth. And with Karen, you know, we were talking about how she calls Jajik and Jajak for the waters or the stars, I'm sorry. And it was interesting to me because that Ja is in our language too. So we have Oji Stokwa or Ji. And Karen, can you say that word again? Can you say it again? The right
Yeah.
pronunciation?
For star? Yeah, star
Yeah, the
is, some
star.
people say Vijuk, you know, Vijuk, and
Vijuk.
Vichuk. Yeah, and Vichuk
Vichuk.
for is
Yeah.
dewdrops. So there's really
Dewdrops.
just one letter. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though Karen's way over in the other side from me, really, we still kind of have that original language tied in, just if it's just even a little bit. So
Yeah.
we're interconnected, you know, throughout the world, we're interconnected. It's just that we've got to find, have respect for ourselves, have respect for our plant life, not to be over harvesting and such. And I think that's really the basis of this, having respect, responsibility, reciprocity, all of those things that help life come forward. And I think that's how we came up with the Secret Seed Society, is because this is what we believe in. We believe in that pureness, that respect, that responsibilities that we have towards Mother Earth and all of creation. And as relatives, I join you, or I invite you to become a relative and start looking at things a little differently. Because
Thank you.
today's modern world, it's too fast. It's too, nature doesn't work like that. And so I think I'll stop there because I'll just go all day.
What a beautiful
But,
thing to remind us that we're all connected. And through the stories that you each shared and the prayers. And my name is Helen Ward. A part of this group, what we wanted to do collectively is to invite you to join us. Over the next 8 weeks, we'll go over our mission statement. We'll share with you different stories. We'll plant seeds together of hope and inspiration. And we really want this to ripple out. We hope that you'll follow us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. You'll find more information about who we are, what our goals and missions are again, and when you can join us in the next 8 sessions that we'll be having. And thank you. Thank you for being with us today.